inspection center. So here is where we do the emission tests. At the back of this car we have a registration that I will show you how it looks like. Guys, look at the amount they are giving us sign-on bonus.
They don't allow cameras to be recording in here.
Hey, good morning guys. So how have you guys been? Today I'm headed to what we call an emission testing center that is run by the current government of Arizona. Just a minute. So what happens here, if you have a car that's older than 5 years, you have to go for an emission test every so often. For instance, for us, it's been 2 years. So actually the longest time is 2 years. Within 2 years, you have to go for an emission test. An emission test is done to reduce the emissions or the carbon monoxide emissions that the car produces at the exhaust. So imagine, these rules were enacted in 1963. We have countries that don't know even what emission test is. So like back in Africa, we don't actually do emission tests. There's nothing like emission tests. You have trucks and lorries that emit a lot of smoke. Like you can see, it's a dark smoke at the back. But here you have to go for an emission test every 2 years, like I'm doing right now, before you get something called a tag or the registration. So at the back of this car we have a registration that I will show you how it looks like. It's a small sticker that you put at the back of your car to show like the car is valid to be driven because it passed an emission test, maybe for 2 years or 1 year. So I think the maximum is usually 2 years for this state, the minimum I think 1 year. And for diesel trucks we have something called DEF. I'll put what DEF means at the bottom. So DEF is a liquid that is found in most of these what we call gas stations here, and DEF mixes with the emission from your engine, like the diesel engine, to produce a clean fumes at the back. So it produces water molecules. So what that does is reduce the amount of pollution or smog in the air. So pollution, as we know, is when you have either gas or some solid particles in the air, and in this case carbon monoxide and some toxic gases that can remain suspended in the air. So when it does that, it causes either diseases like diseases of the lungs and such. So when we go for this test, what happens is the cars that are on the road, the amount of emission that the car produces is healthy or is safe for humans and for the environment. So that's what I'm going to do today. I think I lost some of my words thanks to this thing falling. So the holder has failed. Can you imagine? The holder has failed. I think it's too hot. So when it's too hot, that happens. So I hope I'll be able to film a bit of what's going on. It usually takes 15. Let me put this back. Oh my god, come on. Okay, let's try this again. So guys, it usually takes around 15 maybe to 20 minutes wait, or sometimes when the queue is long, it takes longer. So you'll see a lot of cars, mostly older cars, older than 5 years, are queuing so that we have that emission test. And when you fail the emission test, you have to go and your exhaust system is checked, like that whole system that is supposed to be working, you check it. So I hope I passed the test. I'm not promising anything. Previously I've been able to pass. The car that we have is a hybrid, so it's a good car for the environment. So hopefully guys, you learn something from these videos. So the main aim of these videos is just to show you what the rest of the world is doing to protect the environment. And yeah, maybe it's something that now that we are electing leaders in different parts of the world, you can push for agendas like this so that we have like cars that produce clean air. So guys, I hope you learned something from these videos. Please remember to like the video, because when you like it, it's shown to more people like you, and it's recommended to more people. So in the meantime, let's enjoy the views. Hi guys, so I'm here at the Arizona State of Arizona official inspection center. So here is where we do the, it's like emission tests. So just arrived and it looks pretty empty. There's like, this place is pretty much deserted. Oh, I think there's a train passing on the other. Can you guys see the train? Can you see some train at the back? It's too sunny, I can't see my screen. So yep, that's what we have over all around. So as you can see, so we have cars coming in, like this car here. It's going for the inspection, and yeah, here's the sign. This place is pretty much deserted, no one. There are signs, clear signs here that shows you where to go. And they're hiring, guys. Look at the amount they are giving us, sign-on bonus, $1,000. So this is what's happening here. Sometimes when they can't find people to hire, they give you all these, all shifts, full-time benefits. All shifts mean that you will have 40 hours, like, and there are different shifts. Maybe, I don't know if this place works 24 hours, but from Google it seems like it opens at 8 and closes at 5, and it's full-time, meaning you are employed for like a permanent employee, and a full-time 40 hours and permanent, and it has benefits and incentives. So you come in, and like that car that passed, you come here. So I'll come around and I'll show you like me pushing the button and pulling the tickets. Then I'll go where that car is going. You see? Yep, there's no one. I expected a huge queue. Now that it's, what's the time? Oh, it's 10:25 a.m. It's Friday, August 12th. So if you're in Kenya, as the time of filming this, you don't have a president yet, the new elect president. So you can see clearly what's going on the other side. You go through that. They test your car, then they give you some code or receipt that I'll be given. Then that's what I'll use now to register for the tag that I was talking to you about. Oh, so let me show you how the tag looks like. So we have only 3 cars now. This is the 3rd car. You can see this car looks pretty new, but it's probably more than 5 years old. So that's a requirement. This is our tag. This is the way it looks like. You can see where I'm blurring, that's where the number plate is of the car. So you can't use another car's tag on behalf of your tag. Oh guys, so as I was saying, you can see the other cars coming in. So I don't want to take so long before I actually start my process, because I don't want to queue here for so long. Yeah, so that's another car going in, as you can see. Okay, so guys, let me be on my way. Let me get in. You can see other cars, the other cars. You can see there's a car right there. This is where coming in very quick, and the cars are coming in very quick and fast. So let me go so that I'm not behind the long queue, because when I came in, there was no one. And now we have like 3-4 cars. So let me do this. Oh, so guys, I'm in the queue. My phone overheated. It's now like 100 degrees right now. So my phone just shut down. So here we go again. We are going to, I'm behind the queue. I'm next in line. And that's my AC running because it's too hot. Let's try this because these guys ahead of me just had a problem getting in, but the officer came and helped. So let me get my ticket. So this is my ticket. I think they are going to use it against what the machine they're using where I'm headed to. So that's where I'm headed to. So I'm going to choose either of these places. Oh, so 1996. So it has options. Cars, light trucks. 1996 and new. No, I'm supposed to be here. So I'm supposed to be here because the other one is like diesel. You can see that's a diesel car. This most likely is normal car, buy fuel. You can see. So 96. So our car is older than, and it's newer than 96, the year 1996. So we are going to use this lane for now. So wish me luck. So you can see this, the officer over there, there's something he's doing. Okay, let me reduce the AC so that I hope I won't die in here. But there's something they are doing. You can see they have a machine that they are using to measure whatever is coming out from the back side of the car. I don't know what else they do. We will find out. I hope they allow me to record. So we can see this car has been allowed in. So I'm next in line. And yep. So you can see this is the same thing that will happen to my car. So they'll do something like what the lady is doing, putting something at the bottom. So I'm next in line. Can you imagine how quick services here are? And everyone is doing their job. Also, I think they are scanning the VIN number, vehicle identifier number of the car. I don't know what else they are asking. I'll put the camera and hear what she's saying. So I think I'll be told to step out of the car like she's doing. Then yeah, you can see even the passenger has alighted. So at this point they run checks in your car. Gosh, I hope our car passes. If it doesn't, my goodness, what will I tell my people? Yeah, so maybe at this point, maybe I won't be able to record leave my phone inside. So I don't know, they're checking. Oh my god, they're doing so many checks. So this is exactly what will happen to this car. So watch and learn. So this is the ticket that I got from the gate. This is what it says. So looks like the car is done. They've done some checks, so I should be next. There's someone at the station, and oh, they tell you to sit in that small cube. Oh, so they are done. I think they passed or something. So let's see. We are next. Hello.
Please turn off the engine, all the accessories. I'll take your ticket, please.
Okay. Oh, here you are. My what? Okay.
Mine, I'll open and scan, okay?
Is it okay if I film what you're doing? I have this channel that I'm showing people what usually happens in the US.
Oh, unfortunately here they don't allow you to.
Oh, they don't?
It's state regulated, yeah. They don't allow cameras to be recording in here.
Oh, thank you. I won't record then.
Thank
you. So I hope we pass. Hey, so guys, we passed. We have passed. So I have a document right here. I just want to go through it slowly and see what exactly is contained in the document because it's my first time to do this. So the whole process has cost me $17. That's like, I don't know, in my country maybe 1,800, 1,900, I don't know, with the current exchange rate. So it has almost everything, the details of my car. I paid $17. So I think if I'll be able to scan this, I'll show you guys how it looks like, but it has so many details that I think are a bit private. I passed the gas cap, so even the emission from your gas tank, so your gas tank should be able not to leak any of the emissions or the fumes from the gas tank, like to the atmosphere. So they checked that. What else did they check? OBD inspection result, key on engine off, cranking bulb check, I don't know what that means, malfunction indicator light status. So I passed, and they're saying congratulations, thank you for helping clean our air. Test results are electronically transferred to the Arizona Department of Transportation Motor Vehicle Division. Then I will proceed to get the thing that I showed you at the back, because mine is expiring in August. Right now we are in August. If I don't do that, anytime a police is behind me, because here police are in different forms and shapes. They can be in personal cars, they know how to disguise themselves. So they can be behind you and just run your plates. And if you have not done this inspection, you will be charged, you'll be given some fine to pay, and this will also transfer. I don't know if this transfers to your insurance, because it means you're not very serious with your life. So yeah guys, I hope this video has educated you something about the US. So this is my first time ever doing this, so I'm glad that we have done it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and you like it. So these are the things we'll be showing you on this channel going forward, things like this, at least educate you guys on what's going on in this other side of the world. And like I said, if you elect leaders, if you are a leader right now watching this, you can put this as a bill in parliament and pass it, and make the air clean for our children, for our environment, reduce all these asthma issues with breathing and such like. Yeah, make the world a better place for you and me. Peace out. 'Cause I found my way, subscribe.